7 weeks ago, we started this journey of the 2022 AABA fall season, and now we're down to the final two teams. The defending champions, Hrazdan, will be taking on Armens in a rematch of last year's championship. I'm Zando Armenian, joined by Alec Armenian in the booth. Third and fourth members of our team today, Patrick Armenian and Anthony Garib. You'll hear from them in a little bit. But today, Alec, sorry, my bad. We got the big one on our hands. Look, yesterday, these two teams fought two hard-fought games. Hrazdan had 5 guys. You know, it's about a 15-hour turnaround. How much of a factor is fatigue going to play?
Zando, this Hrazdan team played a great game yesterday. They were up by 20 points for the majority of that game with 5 guys. I truly believe that fatigue won't be a factor. They're a run-and-gun team. I expect them to still have that same mentality today.
And for the Armens, you know, they've been the best team on paper all season long, undefeated coming into this game. But, you know, what will it take for Hrazdan to pull off maybe an 07 Patriots type of moment?
You know, Zando, Hrazdan just has a few guys that we've been looking at throughout the whole year. JT Terrell, Narbe Ibrahimian, and obviously the man that runs the whole fast break show, Tevan Khudatian. I think those are the guys we're going to look at.
And for Armens, I mean, look, they got the leading scorer, the second leading scorer of the league, Warren Helliger. Hrazdan has the leading scorer, JT Terrell, the 2 MVP candidates. We're on for a good one today. It's going to be a spectacle for sure. Last night, I heard Fred, you know, I wasn't here last night, but Alec, you and Pat stepped it up, carried the load for me. I heard Fred got fouled out early and still finished with 24 rebounds.
Zando, there's nothing you can teach when it comes to height. He's a 7-footer. He was so active on that offensive glass, just making everything easier for his guys that were attacking, finishing on the rebounds. I'm looking for him to have a big game today.
And Armen's a very complete roster today. Gabby's here, Pat's here, Haru's here, Fred's here, Warren's here, Cole Barton's here, Drew Debaglian's here, Johnny Mansourian's here, Surya Meliksetian's here. Everyone's here today. There's no excuses for this Armen's team. And for Hrazdan, missing Jamal McCoy, but it didn't seem like it mattered yesterday.
Let me tell you, Zando, championship games all come down to a few things. You got to keep your nerves in check. You got to go to the guys that you trust the most, and the team that plays the best defense and makes the most important thing, which is rebounding the ball in a championship game. I think those couple of things will be the deciding factor today of who takes home this championship.
Well, you know, speaking of rebounding, you're talking about it, you got to have guys step up. Tevan Khudatian has been stepping up all season long on the boards. He's 4th in the league in rebounds with 11.5. When you have a guard rebounding the ball that well, it just makes everything so much easier.
Very true, Zando. And, you know, on the Hrazdan side, rebounding the ball is so important for them because it just gives them that transition break that they love so much. So I think a big thing for Armens is stopping that offensive rebound, or that transition rebound, I should say. You don't want to give him up.
Now let's take a look at, you know, let's give some praise to our all AABA third team defense. A lot of great names on this team. Greg Kesh, Nima Piaro, or Anthony Kardosh, Narbe Pezeshkian, and Ryan Barsegian. Second team, you know, one of my favorite players actually on the second team, all defensive, Paul Musayan. He played so hard this year. Village Christian alum. Alec, I know you have a special place in your heart for the Village Christian alums. And another great guy, and finally, the all-ABA defensive first team. And look, we have 4 members of the defensive first team here in the game today. So, you know, it's going to be a lockdown game. And, you know, speaking of the defense, you think it's going to be one of those games that potentially JT Terrell and Warren Helliger cancel each other out, and it's just going to be left up to all the role players?
Hey, they're either going to cancel each other out defensively or they're going to cancel each other out offensively.
I would lean towards offensively. That's me personally.
I look for both of those guys to have an easy 25-plus point game today.
And, you know, I mentioned that the role players, quote-unquote, so a lot of these guys are not role players by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of them are stars, and it's just when you have the 2 MVP candidates next to you, you know, it's going to be tough. Now let's look at the all-ABA third team. Sean Kalejian made the cut, the youngest member on an all-AABA team. And then Jamal McCoy, who missed a lot of the season. And another guy, Patrick Panusi, who's playing tonight, all-AABA third team. Second team, I think potentially two of the biggest guys that could have made the first team, Akoka Luna and Robert Valentine on the second team. That just goes to show how much talent you have in front of us. And finally, the All-ABA first team. And Alex, same story as before. We got 4 guys on the All-ABA first team that are playing today. Terrell Hudatin, Fred Oliambo, and of course Warren Helger. And shout out to Blake Hamilton, who came and did his thing when he was available.
Xando, the thing that I find the funniest about all NBA, all AABA, first teams, second teams, these selections are made before we go into these championship games. And these guys have proven that they are deserving of these positions.
Just lucky to have so much talent in this league, so many great players. And you know what? Today is the day you get to pay that all forward. You get to honor yourself. If you win, look, if you win this, your team's honored. You get to win the trophy, win bragging rights, and you go into the spring season like, damn, we did it. Now we got the target on our back.
Let me tell you, Hrazdan is hungry to get that third one. Meanwhile, Armens, anytime you're fighting for that first championship, it's definitely a little nerve-wracking. You haven't had it before, but hey, you got to get one eventually, right, if you want to start that journey. So it's going to be a fun one.
And, a little callback to earlier in the season. Narek Langurian actually, he was on camera saying that, look, we're the best still. We're the defending champions, and the target's on our back. And look, it looked rocky for them at one point in the season, but they've made it back.
Looking back at that video that we saw, the funniest thing to me is Narek hadn't really played much throughout the year, and yesterday had a big game for Hrazdan, so he really stepped up when they needed him.
And in case you missed it yesterday, Armens took down Avon in a very, I would say, old-school 2000-style playoff game, the way the scoring went, and it just seemed like a defensive, hard-nosed type of game.
Avon battled, had a few guys foul out, but so did Armens. So both teams really just battled it out, like you said, Xando. Old school win for Armens.
And on the other side of the bracket, Artsakh fell to Hrazdan. The number 2 seed was upset. They clinched that number 2 seed the last day of the regular season, and it seemed like things just weren't going right for them yesterday.
I talked with a few coaches yesterday throughout the day, and they were saying, is it really an upset when a low seed beats a high seed? No one expects their team to be considered an underdog here. All 4 teams that were in the playoffs felt like they should have been here today.
It's almost ready. Time for tip-off. Alec, I got to ask you, who's your pick?
I can't go against the champs until they've been knocked off, Xando. I got to stick with Hrazdan to get their 3rd championship here.
It's going to be a great game. You know what? I'm going to pick the non-defending champions today. No offense to Hrazdan, a lot of great guys on the team. But I'm going to go with the non-defending champions. I want to see, can they do it? Can they complete the undefeated season? Will there be a David Tyree type of moment today from Hrazdan? Will someone, I don't know, make a backwards half-court shot, and it's one of those that lives in your memory for a long time?
I expect one thing, though, Xando. Compared to our semifinal games where it was a little lopsided in the beginning, I expect this game to be tight and close throughout. I don't think any team will run away with this one by any means.
And I think these are 2 of the better coach teams in our league. I mean, all of our coaches are great. I can't lie. I know that Oregon's coach is okay, too. And the one that filled in for the game he was missing.
Hey, 1-0 as a AABA coach. I might come back next season. Who knows?
In case you didn't know, Alex worn every single hat imaginable in the AABA besides maybe referee. Look, he's coached, played, he's a GM, he's a commentator, he's done some interviewing. Is there anything you can't do?
I do not want to be a referee in this league. It's a tough ask for anybody. Not the most liked people throughout the game, but after the game, it's all love.
One thing that you have to say, you never notice good officiating. You only notice quote-unquote bad officiating.
There was some talk, Xando, yesterday that we might have seen a possible Andre Spite showing, but Hrazdan confident with who they have.
No Andre sighting, but look, they have plenty of talent on their own. Between JT Terrell, Zara Vedian, Samson, Narek, Narbet, Tevon, Andreas. Look, they have guys that they could just take turns at going one-on-one and trying to get a bucket. There's so many great players on the team. Like Andreas yesterday, a guy that stepped up, which is out of necessity when you have 5 people. Narek, you mentioned, guy that stepped up. Even Samson doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but 3 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. He was doing his best Draymond Green impersonation.
Samson is a guy that's always been under control, keeping his team composed, and he's very active vocally on the defensive end. I think that just shows the leadership that this Hrazdan team has. That's the only thing that worries me a little bit, Zando, about the Armens side. I haven't seen much leadership besides Warren Helliger vocally. I'm sure they have the leaders. Patrick Panosi, very great player. I just look to see somebody step up when things don't go well. They tend to kind of get on each other more than pick each other up when things don't go well. So I want to see that change today.
And you know, that's a great point, Alec. In a championship game, look, you got to have a short-term memory on a lot of stuff. One call doesn't go your way. You just got to keep grinding, keep going, and just ignore the past and worry about the present. Look, I've said it a lot of times this year. Great coach by the name of Ted Lasso always says you got to have a short memory like a goldfish. And today it can't be any more true. Look, call doesn't go your way, get back on defense. Thought it was a foul, it's okay. Go get a stop, get the ball back and prove them wrong. Just play hard, play some hard-nosed basketball. And look, your team might come out on top. Look, these guys look really hyped up and ready to go. I'm hyped up and ready for this game to go. I guess championship game, you know, it's like Super Bowl. A little bit of extracurriculars going on before the game. Might have a halftime performance potentially.
I heard possible Danny. Our referee Danny over here. Zando, 40 minutes separate you from a championship. It sounds much simpler than it really is, but you have to make it simple.
It's also a little bit longer than 40 minutes with this stop clock here.
Yeah,
which
true.
is another thing about the fatigue. You know, Hrazdan 15-hour turnaround from playing their last game with only 5 guys and a 40-minute stop clock game. Look, it's going to be tough.
And right off the bat, Zando, our starting lineup for Hrazdan are those 5 guys that ended and played the whole game. I think Coach Ara just saw something yesterday, and he wants to see if he can replicate it to start today.
And Alec, very interesting considering how small they are coming out. No Big Z on the court. Zara Vedian coming off the bench today, which is something I never thought I'd say in my life.
I mean, just look at our tip-off. We have Narek versus Fred, 7-footer versus a 5'10" guy.
And here
Let's
we
see how
go.
that looks.
Opening
Let's go,
tip
baby.
to Armens. Panusi with it. And instantly Longurian, some tough defense, tapping it out. 15 to go on the shot clock. And early on, Alec, it looks like we might be getting a little bit of a matchup zone. Helliger drives. And instantly a foul called on Longurian.
Zando, we saw a little bit of that matchup zone yesterday as well from Hrazdan. They're going to be switching looks, I think, throughout the game on Armens.
And I like that and dislike that at the same time. You know, I like the throwing different looks at teams, but sometimes you just got to stay consistent with one thing. It's, you know, it's hard to just switch defenses a million different times. Sometimes people forget what defense you're in if you go from man zone, matchup zone, this, that. Sometimes, as you said, you just got to keep it simple. Also, that last foul was on Samson and Jagulian and not on number 15, Narek Longurian. Helliger good on his first 2 free throws to get us kicked off. Datian driving, finds Indragulian top of the key. And there's the man, JT Terrell, the league's leading scorer. And his shot is money.
Just such a nice mid-range from him, Zando.
Look, Terrell's scoring since coming into this league. He scored 32 in his first game, 40 in his second game, 54 in his third game, and 40 again last night. Helliger off on his first field goal. Terrell coming down the lane all the way, and he lays it up and in. And look, I know it's really early on, not even just over a minute in, but Terrell just looks like he's locked in a different mode.
And right off the bat, Zando, the fast break opportunities for Hrazdan.
And that's Hrazdan's bread and butter, coming off a triple-double last night, the first triple-double of the season. And he's instantly running. And there's Bogosian with the steal now. Hrazdan on the break, and it'll be another wide-open layup. Early on, Hrazdan takes an 8-2 lead. Vikan Eskijian calling the first time out of the game for the Armens. Alec, blink of an eye, 6-point lead for Hrazdan.
I mean, we've been saying it all season long. This Hrazdan team is the most effective when they are going on a fast break transition. And right off the bat, Zando, 6 of their first 8 points, fast break opportunities.
And I think another thing that we kind of look over is how much consistency they've had throughout the whole of AABA. Look, this core of guys with Hrazdan, with Big Z, with Narba, all these guys have been playing together pretty much since the league's conception. Besides that original tournament, they've all been together for so long that they understand the ins and outs of each other. They understand where the other guy's going to be.
100%, Zando. When you're playing defense, everyone can be taught a certain way to play. But until you actually see the tendencies of your teammates, you're not going to know the small details that make a championship structured team.
And you know what's going to be interesting to see from the Armens today? Will they go with a shorter rotation like Eskijian's been doing all season long? Or maybe will we try to get some more guys in? You know, playoff time always, you want to have your best guys in at the most important moments. Jemian with it. Finds Panusi in the corner. He takes his first 3. He's short. Hrazdan with it, up 6. 8 minutes to go. Terrell being face guard, gets it off the catch. And an offensive foul called on Longurian.
That's a shot that he might want to consider taking just to at least get the respect of the defender.
You know, that was an interesting possession. It seemed like he was walking with it at the free throw line. No, it seemed like it was like a dead ball or something. Other way, Jemian with his first 3. Off the run, rebound to Hanyan, and a bad pass by Harut. Bogosian gets it up, and Terrell can't finish the layup. Helliger inside. Double team comes his way, and he finishes through 2 defenders.
He's just so great at not panicking. He just makes the right play all the time.
Hrazdan now right by Helliger, finds Terrell in the corner, and Terrell, that sideline creeps up on him, and he's out of bounds. And, you know, those are the tough mental, or not even mental errors, just unforced errors you can't afford. Such little room for error in a game like this. Panusi off the dribble. Rebound Injaguli, and Hrazdan the other way. Samson driving, almost loses it. It's Terrell in the corner. Panusi covers. Finds Hrazdan, and Hrazdan gets to Longurian. Can't finish, rebound Helliger. The Jemian corner gets by Injagulian. An errant pass stolen by Hrazdan. A lot of turnovers early on. And who else but Hrazdan on the fast break.
It's just so nice to see Zando giving an outlet early, not dribbling on a fast break, hitting the open guy.
You know, it goes back down to the basics. 3-on-2, 2-on-1, a drill people have been doing since they're probably 5 years old. And Hrazdan back on the break. Terrell up, short arms it. Rebound to Hanyan. And Helliger up and in. He has all 6 of the Armens points so far. Alec, no true pace, no true flow to this game so far.
You know, besides Hrazdan getting those fast break opportunities, they've struggled on the half-court sets. And Armens got to find something. Got to find something for both these teams. Obviously, Warren is the guy that they want to go through.
You know, for Armens, they're going to need guys to start knocking down shots besides Helliger. Hrazdan. No look pass, almost stolen. Tipped out of bounds by Tahani and stays with Hrazdan. Bogosian catches off the curl of Jemian on him. Terrell. That'll be a and one. Terrell and Helliger have gotten themselves going early on, what we'd expect. And you know, last night, Gabby, tough night from the floor, but I heard he did a great job guarding Austin Cole, another premier player in this league.
Yeah, Gabby's going to be asked to guard the best player, if not the most athletic player on each team. And it's very obvious right off the bat that JT Terrell is coming in to be aggressive.
And, you know, if we're talking about defense, Drew Tabagian starting this game on the bench. And that's a first-team all-defensive player that he could come in and really change the pace, change the tone of this game. Panusi off again, yet to hit from the floor. Terrell gets it, two-man at him. Hudatian finds Injagulian at the elbow. Bogosian thinks about it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. He pulls. And there's the league's leading rebounder, Fred Odiambo. Helliger against Terrell. Floats it up and in.
You let him get that far into the paint, he's almost automatic at that point. You got to stop him early on that fast break.
And there's Hudatian, quick drive, and Odiambo protects the rim. Helliger with the board. He's got numbers. Finds a Jemian corner. Long rebound, Injagulian.
He's not really known for that three-point shot. He's so great at attacking. I want to see Gabby go to the paint on
wide
that.
open at the top of the key, and that's straight cash. And already Samson getting very vocal, telling his team to get back on defense. And I don't blame him for saying that. Defense has led to almost all their baskets. Panusi driving, gets his first bucket to go. And instantly off the made basket, Hrazdan fast breaking. And that's one thing people overlook. You don't have to just get a rebound, get a steal to fast break. You can fast break off a made basket. Some size now in for Hrazdan. Zara Avedian checks in for Narek Langurian. Panusi with the man in his face gets the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
I'm a little surprised, Zando. We're almost 7 minutes in. Haven't seen Narbe Brahimian check in yet. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. I'm sure we'll see him in soon.
And he's fresher legs for Hrazdan from last night. I know he told us he was at a wedding last night, but still, I don't think he was dancing as crazy as Stretch was the night before a game once, which is props to Stretch, by the way. He was putting in work on that dance floor, but you're definitely right. Expect to see Narbe come in and potentially be a guy that just, he may not be able to stop Warren, but definitely can contain him and make him work really hard to score. Panusi 1 for 3 at the line. And
Terrell struggling a little bit, Zando, from free throw line the last few games.
And, you know, it's kind of a shock for such a great shooter from beyond the arc to be struggling from the free throw line. You don't see it too often. Tahanian backing down Terrell. Nice move, loses it going up. Other way, it's Hrazdan on the break yet again. Terrell catches, fires. Rebound, Gabby. And another steal by Hrazdan. Injagulian slows it going up the court and finds Terrell. Terrell almost slams it on Odiambo.
Oh my goodness. It just felt like he kept going higher and higher on that.
Helliger the other way. Can't flick it in, and he's going to get a foul call and go to the free throw line for the second time.
Foul number 5, Simpson and Jagulian.
And instantly, Alec, both sides not happy with the refs.
Is anyone ever happy, Zando?
You know, thing I saw from the bench coach, Ara Jajayan, looking at his players saying, guys, relax. Like, let me take care of the refs. You guys take care of the game, which you have to love.
Yeah, you know, it's too early on to let that affect either team. We got to keep playing.
Helliger now with 9 of his team's 12 points. Panusi with the other 3. Helliger good on both, cuts the lead down to 3. Hudatian's got it coming up the court. Helliger backdoor, or my apologies, Terrell backdoor, misses the layup. Helliger gets it to Jamian in the corner. Panusi wide open at the top of the key. Ends up being Tahanian for the easy lay.
I think they need to be more active in the paint, Zando. It's been proven already with Warren's points plus everyone else's. You have a size advantage over Hrazdan.
I'm surprised Fred Odiambo hasn't gotten more touches inside so far. Vedian finds Injagulian. And he misses rebound Odiambo. Helliger, tough lay, can't finish. Ajemian follows it up and trips over Injagulian on the court. You know, that could have been a lot more dangerous, Alec.
I'm surprised right now, Zando. It just doesn't feel like it, but Armens is up by 1 now after Hrazdan had just started so hot.
And Big Z fires one up. No good. Rebound Armens. And now Alec, chance to extend their lead. Helliger. He's automatic from there. Quick break now for Hrazdan. Hudatian finds Terrell. Terrell flicks it up, can't get it to go. Follows his own shot up and finishes. And Alec, this is exactly what we expected early on. Warren, Helliger, and JT Terrell just battling.
It's been a grind, a low-scoring quarter, and there it is, Zando. You asked for it.
Odiambo and one jam. And it seems like Hrazdan's a little out of sorts after that one.
Look, Hrazdan looks a little tired. You could see a lot of the guys putting their arms around their waist. And, you know, rightly so. You played a game with 5 guys yesterday. But like I asked for, Narbe Ibrahimian checking into the game. I expect them to have a little bit of boost of energy now.
Odiambo converts the and one. And let's see what the matchup will be for Narbe coming in now. Hrazdan on O. Armens still yet to make a sub. Hudatian finds Injagulian. Terrell gets the handoff, almost loses it, gets it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Big Z in the corner. Bang! We're just going back and forth at this point. Helliger brings it up. Drawing defensive attention. Not able to finish. Injagulian full court pass. Hudatian finds Ibrahimian. No good. And Big Z can't finish the layup. Ooh, I think Gabby wanted to lob there. Helliger, 3 seconds left in the quarter, can't finish. And
Great
there's Gabby with the follow-up. And what a huge end to the quarter for the Armens, taking a lead, 24-21 lead for Armens. And that's a great way to start this game for Armens Basketball Club. We're going to have an interview with one of the coaches in just a moment from our very own Anthony Garibian. It'll be Vikan Eskijian and his team up early. Let's see what he has to say. Been a great start to this game, and we're going to send it down to Anthony right now.
How's it going? Coach, you guys were down 8-2. Now you go into the second with the lead. What did you guys do differently to come back?
I mean, it's the start of the game. I mean, whoever is going to make a couple of shots, and we missed a couple of shots. That was about it. It's like in the early game, it doesn't matter. It's like the fourth quarter that we were looking for.
What's the key to cutting down their transition points?
Come again?
What's the key to cutting down their points in transition on the fast break?
On defense, we were missing shots and we were being lazy coming on back on defense, which is unmature and not professional. So we have to come back and play good defense. That's about it.
Thank you, Coach. Second quarter coming up.
My Detroit players, Tim's from my hooligans in Brooklyn.
Get down.
If you scared, shut the fuck up, man. If you scared.
LA. If you stay, shut the fuck up, man, if you stay.
Second quarter just about ready to get kicked off. Stat correction before we head into the second quarter. It's a 24-20 lead for Armens, not a 24-21 lead. And for more on Armens, we're going to give it to our fourth member of the team, Patrick Karamanian. Too many Karamanians here right now. Pat, what you got for us?
Xando, Armens so far has been struggling from the three-point line. But one thing I would like to see from them is take more shots in the paint. Right now, Warren Helliger, 12 points, all in the paint, looking to get Fred Odiambo, get him going as well. But I really do think their paint defense also efficient too. Their transition defense is right there. They're getting back. Their shots aren't falling for them, but if you're a shooter like Patrick Pornusi, you got to keep taking that.
Thanks, Pat. Always great to have you with us. And Hrazdan coming out to a 5-0 run to start things off. Hrazdan 3 and a JT Terrell layup. And now a turnover by the Armens, and Hrazdan chance to extend that 1-point lead. Alec, it seems like coming into this second quarter is just how the game started. Fast pace for Hrazdan.
A lot of energy in them to start that quarter.
And Panusi blocks the jumper. You know, one of those things coaches love to see. Panusi drives. Fouled by Ibrahimian. And instantly, there's the leadership you were talking about before the game, Alec. Helliger, the first one to go high-five his teammates, said, good job, Pat. And you know what? He's going to need a lot of support guarding a guy like JC Terrell. It's going to be a long day.
You got to have good positive energy, Xando, throughout.
Panusi threw a man. He gets it to go. Patrick Panusi coming out fired up in the second quarter.
It just feels like the level of both teams has kind of upped up, just a little bit in the second quarter. What you expect?
Hrazdan now drives, finds Longurian. Longurian surveys the floor, steps back. Big Z driving on Haru. 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. Rebound Odiambo. Panusi gets by Terrell, and Terrell recovers. Great defense. Odiambo finds Tahani, and he spins, and he's going to go to the free throw line. And that's one thing. Odiambo is just the guy. How do you box him out? You got to try really hard to push him out, and even when you do, he can just go straight up, and it's not over the back if he's jumping straight up with that size.
Nothing you can do besides just staying down, hoping that he misses that putback. But I want to see Fred be a little more aggressive, Xando. Last couple of games been watching. He gets the ball in a scoring position, but a little hesitant.
I feel like he just needs to command the ball a little more. We call him a gentle giant to start off the season. We've seen that he's a little bit more aggressive than we thought, but he's got to, just be like, give me the ball. Look, no one here is close to my size.
Yeah.
Terrell gets it. One leg floater off back iron. Rebound Odiambo. Ajemina pushing the pace. He's got Tahanian in the short corner. Takes it himself and gets it to go. So Jemian 6 point now. Terrell driving. Odiambo there to help. It'll go off Tahanian's foot and stay with Hrazdan.
Hrazdan going away from what made them successful, Xando. A lot of one-on-one in the last few possessions by Terrell. I know he can score anytime he wants, but got to get everyone a little more involved.
And it seemed like he's passing up on some shots that, that last one right there, he was wide open. Hrazdan up 5, down 5. They just called a timeout, and we're going to take a break with them real quick.
Last year was an eye-opening experience working out for 5 teams. So your hard work is what got you those opportunities. And I always said I'll open the door for you, but you just got to do your part.
No, that's true. It's funny because he told me that when I signed with him. He's like, look, I'm gonna get you in front of these doors. I'm gonna get you in front of NBA doors, no doubt. But once you walk into that gym, you gotta perform. I can't perform for you.
Back here at Academy USA, 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and it's been a battle already. Two of the biggest stars in the league, JT and Warren Helliger, going at it. Big Z backing down to Hanian. Left hand jump hook is good. Helliger other way, almost loses it. Tahanian has to leap and grab it. Ajemian spins and loses it going up. Hudatian. Another turnover and another one in the backcourt, and instantly Terrell jacks one up, can't get it to go.
Not a great shot, Zando. You just got to turn over. Want to see them attack a little more.
And Ajemian able to answer with a three. And now Armens out to their biggest lead of the game, up to 6. Hudatian corner. Helliger daring him to shoot. Big Z. Off from deep. Terrell tracks it down, keeps it alive. Goes into the backcourt. And that'll be a backcourt violation.
No, I think that's a good call, Zando. He controlled the tip. It wasn't really a tip into the backcourt.
It was more of a fling.
Yeah. One thing on the Armen side, only going through 5 guys. Once again, they did the same thing yesterday. Not really subbing many guys in and out, but Coach V goes with who he believes in.
And I respect that, but it's not like he's doing it out of necessity. Like, we only have one big guy. They got 3 guys that can pretty much play center for them. They've played center at one point in their career. And, you know, maybe get some fresher legs, maybe even get some more shooting in. Look, Armen's not doing too terrific from the three-point line. 1 of 5 so far. Terrell gets it to the corner. And it's good. Ibrahimian with his second triple of the game. And you know what? 2 guys that Narba, good shooter, but not really a guy who looks for that three-point shot. He's hit 2. Hudatian hit his only 3 of the game. And you know what? Uncharacteristic things come out in a championship game. Oriambo out of bounds.
You just got to keep playing until you hear the whistle. Fred stopping midway, thought he would get the call. Just got to keep going through it.
And Helliger continuing to stand at the free throw line and daring Hudatian to shoot. There's Big Z. Can't get his goal. Lungurian can't follow up. And the break now. 2 on 3 for Armens, and Tahanian lays it up on the lob. I'm going to have to get on him for that. He should have thrown it down. I'll talk to him after the game.
Armen's just in full control in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this game.
Terrell driving. High arcing shot off. Rebound Panusi. Helliger, like a wide receiver, just goes up and gets it. And a jump ball called. Alec, it seems like Armen's taking a page out of Hrazdan's book. They're the ones getting out on the break more now.
Pushing the ball, looking to get easy points. Neither team has a true set offense, Zando, so the more easy points you get, the better you're off you're going to be in this game.
Into Helliger. He's got 12 points so far. Oriambo faces up. And there's Gabby soaring in for the rebound and putting it back in. He's like Superman, just flew in out of nowhere. Hudatian on the break, and that's a much-needed basket for Hrazdan. Armen's up 7, 4.5 to go in this first half. Oriambo trying to get some post position. Great job by Big Z fronting him. Helliger gets to switch. It's Hudatian on him now. Sidestep. Can't get it to go. And here's Hrazdan on the break again. Ibrahimian in the corner. Packing down Panusi. Big Z short. Rebound Gabby.
Neither team, Zando, shooting well from three-point line.
And right on cue,
and
Patrick
right on
hits
cue.
a 3.
The thing with the Armens group is that they've been more selective with their three-point shots, only taken 6 so far. Hrazdan taking 13 threes, only hitting 3 of them.
There's Terrell with a sidestep fadeaway. And you know what's the thing? It's not the usual suspects hitting from three. We mentioned it's Narba and Hrazdan with all their three-pointers.
Yeah, Big Z hasn't hit one yet. Hit a long two, I think. But I expect him to hit a few big shots. He's always been a guy that's, you know, really come up to play in a championship game situation.
And there's Odiambo getting called for the travel there. And that's one thing that Hrazdan has experience in championship experience in AABA. And also, they have a lot of guys who have played in Hohenheim with, look, I think Big Z has more championships than fingers at this point.
It's that Bill Russell type of treatment.
Jemian, him and Narba battling for it. Narba the victor. Ibrahimian, corner. Finds Terrell. Back to Ibrahimian in the corner. Thinks about it, drives. 12 on the shot clock.
A lot of hesitation.
Ibrahimian again. Someone's going to have to get it up. It's Injagulian. Short. And the shot clock reset. Great job by the ref. I think there was 1 second on the shot clock when he got that rebound. It would have expired anyways.
I do not like that call, Zando. I clearly don't think it was a shot clock violation. It's tough. That's a tough one.
I was really close. Maybe we'll have to bring this up in the league meeting, have the challenge coming into next season. No green light at the scorer's table yet. Helliger the other way, can't get it to go. Tap back out to Panusi. Panusi floater, he gets it in. Panusi, as I mentioned at the beginning of the quarter, starting to come alive here.
Really big 2 minutes here for Hrazdan.
Armens extending their lead to double digits with that last one, and Terrell not able to answer. Big Z, he's going to the free throw line. And he's mad at himself. Thought he should have had a and one there.
Number 5, Patrick for the Armens Basketball Club, his second personal.
Armens, again, just in full control, Zando, when it comes to pushing the ball right now, finding their guys. Hrazdan kind of went away from what made them successful in that first 5-6 minute stretch, which was pushing the ball. A lot of half-court sets right now for them.
And, you know, we were talking about it at the beginning of the game. Helliger had their first 8 points of the game. Now a much more even scoring attack. Panusi with 12, Ajemian with 11, and Helliger with 12. And that's been almost all their scoring besides 4 from Tahanian and 5 from Odiambo. Armen's bringing it up now. It's Helliger. Belosian back into the game. Avedian coming out after the free throws. 12 to go on the clock, shot clock. Helliger. Through 2 defenders, and he's called for a travel.
Traveling violation, Hrazdan basketball.
Into Hrazdan. Bogosian corner, and quick shout out to Stretch. I see you watching. I got you with the Shalacho shout out. Other way, Terrell, free throw line. Off the rim, rebound Ibrahimian. Injagulian finds Ibrahimian. Off on his 3. You know, Alec, early on he was being aggressive from deep, but now it seems like he's a little bit more timid.
The whole Hrazdan team, Zando, just struggling.
Odiambo just going around the key. He didn't move that pivot foot, I promise you. He's just that long.
One note here, Zando. You got Hrazdan shooting under 35% right now, currently. Meanwhile, Armen's shooting above 55%. I mean, a 20% difference between the two teams as Terrell hits there.
And it really feels like Terrell, I think he thinks he has to shoulder the load right here. Ajemian called for a travel.
Traveling violation, Hrazdan basketball.
Looks like he might have just shoveled his feet too quick.
Looking for Hrazdan to go for a 2-for-1 here.
Terrell thought about a backdoor, decides to shoot it from deep. And he gets a triple to go, and that's huge, cutting it to 5. And Belosian with the steal, and the lead's now down to 3.
Just like that, Zando, 3-point game.
Look, we mentioned it when we were talking at the break. You can't have these momentary lapses that lets Hrazdan get back in the game. Hrazdan with foul to give. Bogosian on Helliger. Helliger from the free throw line and one.
You got to give that foul early, Zando. I don't know why teams wait until the guy starts attacking. Give it up early. Set your defense up.
And just when Hrazdan had something positive to go into the half with, you give up that foul on a jumper, and it's just tough. Helliger now with the chance to put the lead back up to 6.
Still got time if you're Hrazdan, 2.5. That's enough for 2 dribbles and a shot.
And it'll be going into Terrell. Terrell gets it inside half court off one leg. No good, and that'll do us here at Academy USA. First half of the AABA championship game. Armens jumping out to a 6-point lead against the defending champions. And we'll be back in 5 minutes with the final 20 minutes of this fall AABA season.
I mean, what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
My Detroit players, Tim's from my hooligans in Brooklyn.
Get down. I talk about the legal aid. If you scared, shut the fuck up, man, if you scared.
Last year was an eye-opening experience working out for 5 teams. So your hard work is what got you those opportunities. And I always said I'll open the door for you, but you just got to do your part. And
No, that's true. It's funny because he told me that when I signed with him. He's like, look, I'm gonna get you in front of these doors. I'm gonna get you in front of NBA doors, no doubt. But once you walk into that gym, you gotta perform. I can't perform for you.
defending champs down by 6 into this final half of play. Armens coming out with a really good shooting first half. And for the Armenian sniper report, we're going to send it down to Pat Karamanian to break it down.
Xander, we've seen some entertaining basketball this first half. Both teams are playing exceptional defense. They're pushing the tempo. One thing I would like to see from Hrazdan is them try to get more points in the paint. Right now they're struggling a little bit, shooting 25% from 3. Look to get some execution. On Armens, you got to keep feeding the ball to your big man down low. He's making good things happen. Looking for a great second half to start here.
Thanks, Pat. Now for my second favorite or a third. Your dad's ahead of you, Alec, too. So let's get back to the action. Armens up 8 now, extending their lead. Belosian into the second half, and Ibrahimian, Pat, Alec inserted into the starting lineup for the second half.
I expected him to be way more involved, Xando. I don't think they're going to try and sub him out too much. He's a guy that just brings a lot of defensive energy, and like you mentioned earlier, hitting his shots today too.
Jemian good on the answer for Belosian's 3. And, you know, we were talking about tired bodies. 1, he's not as tired, and 2, he's probably in the best physical shape out of anyone in this whole gym.
Yeah, some of these guys, Xando, can go 2-3 games within 2 or 3 days. It's impressive.
Great sportsmanship there. Jemian picking up Terrell and getting the ball. 8-point lead for the Armens. Jemian steps through into the lane. Rebound to Hanyan, and an easy bucket. Armens continuing to just build on that lead, up 10 now. Belosian finds Ibrahimian. Flood pass to Injagulian. Terrell inside. Left hand finish is good. And that's just so effortless. Terrell, the leading scorer of the game so far. He's got 23 points for the Armens. Their leading scorer, Warren Helliger, with 17. Tahanyan catches. Finds Jemian. Gets Terrell on the floor, and Jemian with the pull-up jumper.
He's just been super aggressive to start this half.
And Jemian, a guy they were missing for a couple of games in the middle of the season with the suspension, been a huge boost for them in this championship game. Hudatian can't get the shooter's touch. Panusi now bringing it up, and Alec, it's been Panusi and Jemian stepping up in spots where Helliger's been a little cold.
Yeah, it's been a very balanced effort from Armens, which is not something that they've done much in the last few games. Helliger has been so big for them, but I think this is a recipe for a championship for them, getting more guys involved.
And there's Tahanian with the layup. Right place, right time for him. Belosian, his former Sena Valley teammate. Hudatian steps back. They dare him to shoot again, and he's off. And that's exactly what the Armens want from Hudatian, a guy who struggles from behind the arc. They're daring him to shoot, and it's working out for the Viken Eskijian's team.
Just a team that's struggling from three-point line. Hrazdan needs something.
Jemian with 7 points to start off this second half. He's got 18 points going into this. He's got 18 points in this timeout break, and the Armens are coming out really hot. Alec, 14-point lead now, the biggest of the game.
You just feel their energy shift at the times where they need it the most to keep that lead. I just feel like they don't feel like they are looked at as like an underdog in any way against a team that's won a few championships. This season, they've been dominant throughout, and they want to finish it.
And I think a big piece missing for Hrazdan today, an all-AABA third-team member, Jamal McCoy. Him not being here, you know, another guy who could just score at will at times. You know, he was a beast in the Drew League this year.
Great player all around, defensive, stopper. He was one of the most under control guys. I just want to see who's going to step up from Hrazdan to hit a few shots. That's the biggest thing for me right now.
And you know what, Alec, we were talking about it for Armens, who's going to be their leader today. We haven't really seen much leadership from Hrazdan's side.
You know, besides that first few minutes where they were super pumped up, got a few stops, it's been a little quiet there.
And you've got to think they have to get a bucket coming out of this break, because if you continue to let Armens build on this lead, you want to have to dig yourself in a hole that you can't get out of going into the fourth. Let's see what Coach Jajan's got drawn up for him coming out of the break. Injagulian gets it to their man Terrell. JT Terrell pulls up. He's off. Rebound Panusi. Great pass by Gabby and Panusi. Top of the key. Wide open. Can't hit.
That would have been a big one, Zando.
That's a backbreaker right there. Other way now, Ibrahimian. Tough shot. He's going to the free throw line. And, you know, free throws might be just what the doctor ordered for us on stop the clock, get set, relax, take a deep breath, and just 2 easy chances for 2 free points.
And it gives you a chance to kind of take a breather, only going through 5 or 6 guys in the last couple of games today, having 7, but this is their chance, like you said, Zando. Slow it down, get back into it.
And we're over 3 minutes into this second half, and Coach Vika Niskijian still yet to make 1 sub. Rolling with his 5 guys has paid off so far. 12-point lead for Armens.
The challenge here, Zando, is when you do have to bring one of those guys in, they've been sitting out for such a long time that they're not really going to be that effective. So if you've gone with this 5 to play so far, you probably are going to stick with them the rest of the game.
Barring anyone fouling out, getting kicked out, getting hurt. You're exactly right, Alec. And, you know, something for a guy like Johnny, a shooter coming off the bench. My brother tells me this all the time as a shooter. It's hard to come in the game and just catch the ball and instantly be like, fire one up. You got to get into some sort of flow.
I give so much respect whenever I watch professional players come off the bench and are able to jump right in, hit a few shots. But it's very different at this level. You want to see a little bit of a warm-up, see the ball go in once or twice. It's a tough ask.
And that's huge for Hrazdan. Very uncharacteristic. Helliger missing 2 free throws. Now Hrazdan could potentially make it a single-digit game again. And just like that, ball back to Armens. No, rare miscue from those two, Big Z and Narba, 2 guys who have played together for so long. And a great pass by Panusi. Odiamo just wasn't looking for it. Hrazdan the other way. Big Z wide open. And he'll make you pay from there. He gets it to go.
And that's a big shot by Big Z.
Lead back down to 9. Helliger's got it. Free throw line stops. Gets to the corner. Panusi can't answer. Tahanyan can't board. Out of bounds. Back to Hrazdan. Helliger continuing to back off of Hudatian. Samson wide open. Can't hit. Rebound by Ibrahimian. And Ibrahimian makes it a 7-point game.
Great follow-up by Narb on that one. They're going to attempt Sam to keep shooting that 3. Hasn't been very consistent with it, but you got to be ready. Keep shooting.
And there's Tahanyan confidently shooting that free throw line jumper. You know, that's something he's told me. He's like, I've been more in the flow of shooting from outside the paint. It's all down to his confidence, he said.
Basketball is a game of confidence. It really is. Once you see 1 or 2 good things happen, you feel like you can do anything.
Jemian steps back, can't hit. Hrazdan on the break. Hudatian and Terrell. Hudatian does it himself and finishes the lay. And the Armens taking a timeout now. 5-point lead for them. They were up by as much as 14 at one point. And they're going to take a timeout, so we're going to take a timeout too. We'll be right back.
What's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court. And all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
4:14 to go in the third quarter of this championship game. Hrazdan going on a big run here in the second half. Lead down to 5 after the Armens were up by as much as 14. It'll be Armens ball coming out of the break. And Alex, so far I think the biggest X factor has been Gabby. Definitely him. 7 points in this third quarter.
He came out with a different type of energy, hitting a few big shots, attacking, and his defense has been great all day long.
Helliger off again, rebound Hrazdan. And they can make it a single or one possession game. Big Z going through the lane. He's headed to the free throw line. Haru was riding him kind of the whole time.
Fouls on number 35, Hrazdan, his first personal. Second team foul. Going up for 2 free throws is number 16.
And this is where Armens can't get out of sorts, can't start getting mad at each other and breaking down. You know, obviously, it's all this cliche for basketball. Basketball is a game of runs. Hrazdan was going to throw that punch at one point. Now it's time to see how Armens will counter punch.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game a little bit. This Armens team, when they are winning and everything's working, seem like the most indestructible team, right? But on the other side of it, when things go bad, they tend to kind of collapse a little bit within themselves. So Hrazdan going on this nice little run here. Let's see if it affects Armen's whole mentality.
Tahani in short corner. Panusi flicks it up to Oyambo. Stripped from him, and Oyambo not happy. And Panusi slow to get up. Big advantage for Hrazdan now. Terrell gets his own rebound, loses it, and it's out of bounds back to Armens.
Out of bounds, Armens basketball.
And you know what? If Panusi can't go the rest of this game, that's going to be tough. Seems like he's okay, though. Helliger misses again. He's been off in the second half.
Ooh, close to backcourt there, Zando.
Ibrahimian, that patented one-leg jumper goes in again. 2-point game now. Hrazdan, the defending champion, is not going down without a fight. Ajemian driving the star of this third quarter off of Hrazdan.
Out of bounds, Armens basketball.
Into Helliger. 7 on the shot clock. Helliger loses it off Ibrahimian's face. Hudatian's got us all tied up at 64. Ibrahimian now down on the baseline.
And got hit right in the face when the ball was tipped.
Looks like he's grabbing his neck. Hopefully Narba's okay. We'll be right back.
I mean, what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Ibrahimian okay, staying on the court after the short stoppage. Good to see that. And Hrazdan has tied this game up.
All the momentum with them now. But if you've noticed, Zando, they're going back to what made them successful in the beginning of the game, pushing the ball, getting stops on defense, not relying on the half-court sets.
And Ajemian now with it, called for a second travel of the game. And, you know, noticeably on the differences on the bench. Look, Hrazdan's guys getting up, cheering their teammates on. Even when they were down, they were being vocal on the bench. And Armen's guys, besides Surah Malik Septian, no one's really been talking.
Guys 1 through 7 on Hrazdan are all one unit as Big Z hits another one.
That's just vintage from him. He's a gamer if I've ever seen one. Gives Hrazdan their first lead of the second half. And there's Helliger finally getting something to go. And as you mentioned, Alec, all the momentum with Hrazdan. Terrell now driving. And the acrobatic finish by JT Terrell.
Great take by him. So hard going up against a guy that's 7 foot tall. But he just, what do you want to call that layup? A nice little fillet? Is that what they call it?
Filet, jelly, too many words for it now. I just stick with acrobatic and keep it safe.
Yeah.
Terrell with it again. Gets hit on his way up, headed to the free throw line.
Foul number 5, Patrick Panusi. His third personal, 13 foul.
And with that being Panusi's third foul, it may put a little bit of pressure on Coach Eskician as he does. Finally, Alec, we're seeing a sub. Dabaglian coming in, and I think it's going to be for Panusi.
Zando, Andrew Dabaglian has played great for the Armens squad. He's done everything you could have asked for. He hits shots, he plays defense. I'm a little disappointed seeing Coach V bringing him in the third quarter of this game. A guy that could have given you some energy throughout, but I think you're going to see a big change for them right now.
And you could just tell instantly by his demeanor coming on the court. He's pumped up, clapping, and he's that shot in the arm this Armens team needs. Jemian pulls up, no good. Tahanyan can't haul it in. Rebound to Hrazdan. Their lead now at 4. Terrell finds Ibrahimi wide open. Can't get it to go. Hrazdan keeping it alive. Big Z turns around, fouled. Going to the charity stripe.
For 2 free throws is number 16, Zaria Vedian. Fouls on number 7, Gabriel Jemian. His second personal.
And yet again, chance for 2 more easy points for Hrazdan at the free throw line. And Zara Avedian been a huge boost for this Hrazdan team, especially in the second half. Hit the go-ahead 3. He's got 13 points today. And without him, I'd say it's hard for Hrazdan to be in this game. Avedian splits the pair of free throws, lead up to 5. Jemian through multiple defenders, and now the other way. He fouled Avedian on one side, and Avedian called for the foul on the other.
That's a tough one there. Looked like a possible jump ball situation. Refs let him play.
Second team foul, Rudy Hrazdan.
You know what, for the Armens, it just seems like they're so dejected besides Helliger. Helliger was saying, it's game of runs, guys. It's a long game. We got to stay in it.
And that's what we've been asking for that team to have some kind of leadership when things go bad. And you might say, hey, you're only down by 3 or 4, but when you gave up a 10-point lead, 10 plus, that is a bad situation, and you got to stick through that bad time.
And credit has to go to Hrazdan for showing the composure throughout this third quarter and completely flipping the script. Armens down 4, Hrazdan with it. Chance for a potential 2 for 1.
See, that's the shot that Sam is being tempted to take. You got to at least look at the rim.
Dabaglian instantly covering Terrell and called for a hand check. And looks like Armens are over the limit, and Hrazdan going to the free throw line in the bonus. Terrell shooting 2. Terrell with 26 points so far. Alec, 11 of 29 from the field. I don't think I've ever shot 29 shots in a whole tournament of basketball.
I would love to take 29 shots one day, one game. But, you know, he's the kind of a guy, Zando, where you want him as your teammate to take a majority of your shots.
Absolutely. Look, a guy that's played at USC in the G League, I'll say shoot as much as you want. Helliger, other way, doesn't get a call. And Hrazdan with a 5-point lead, chance to extend it. Helliger down the pipe. Can't get it to go. Armens now on the break, and smart foul by Hrazdan stopping the fast break.
Coach Ara and the rest of the teammates wanted JT to kind of slow it down there, but he's got so much confidence in that fast break opportunity for himself.
Armens ball, 18.9 to go in the third quarter. Chance to make it a one-possession game, and more importantly, chance to get some momentum going into the final frame.
Yeah, the way you end quarters is very important. It's a mental situation.
Helliger with it. Hrazdan out. Tahanian setting a high ball screen. And second foul given, and Alec, I think that's a little too early to give that second foul.
Yeah, at this point, you're giving him 7 seconds.
5 to go. Helliger finds a Jemian. Can't get it to go, and that'll do us through 3. Armens down by 5. Hrazdan with a great run in this third quarter. Jemian started it off hot with 7 straight. But then Hrazdan came back and said, look, we're the defending champs for a reason. We'll have an interview shortly with our very own Anthony Garibian and Hrazdan coach Ara Jajayan. And you know what? Let's throw it down to them now. They're going to be coming at you right in a few seconds.
Coach, 1 quarter left. What's the key to the win?
Keep going to the paint, play defense, and just play hard. It's the final quarter. Win or go home. That's it.
Absolutely right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck rest of the game.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. AABA coming up.
Alec, 10 minutes to go in a championship game. What's it going to take for the Armens to get into this?
It's all about composure at this point. Giving up a big lead. Now you're down by 5. It's just going to be all about composure for them coming back into this one. On the other side, Hrazdan is just back into their groove. And when we kick it off to our third member of the team right now, we'll get a little bit of a report on the Hrazdan team. But, man, it's going to be a fun fourth quarter.
Speaking of the third member of our team, Pat, what do you have on Hrazdan going into this final quarter?
Hrazdan right now, switching up in this zone is helping them tremendously. They're able to have that bread and butter, the transition points. That's what they're good at. That's what they're known for. When they play defense, they get easy transition points. Right now, for Armens, they're taking some tough shots. They're not really executing on the zone. And having Patrick Panucci, a great shooter, not in there during the zone is hurting them. Because he's another option. He's a sharpshooter.
Thank you, Pat. As always, great work. Big Z launches one, can't hit. And Tahanian tracks it down, and huge start to this third quarter or final quarter with the bucket. Or Helliger with another bucket. Armens now cutting the lead back to 1. Ibrahimian, quick bucket. Helliger driving. Foul called on the floor. Alec, coming into a final quarter of a championship game, there's no more my bads, there's no more what ifs. It's do or do not.
No excuses at this point. The team that makes the fewest mistakes, hits the big shots, is going to come out with a championship.
Jemian, there again. Gabriel Jemian doing so much good stuff for this Armens team, now with 23 points and bringing it back to a 1-point game. Hrazdan hands it off to Ibrahimian. He's backing down to Jemian. And Jagulian wide open. They've been daring him to shoot it all game, and he finally makes them pay.
Big shot there by Sam. You have to take that if they give it to you. Miss or make.
Helliger finds Panucci, and now to the corner, Dabaghian.
Pat made a great point, Zando. Hrazdan going into that 2-3 zone. It's been working for them.
Terrell drives baseline, up in the air, foul call on the Bahian. That's his second since coming in.
It's one of the things we talked about. Coming into a game without a true warm-up puts you a little bit on the disadvantage, especially guarding a guy like JT Terrell.
I think almost everyone's had a disadvantage guarding a guy like JT Terrell. He has so many moves in his bag, so many tricks up his sleeve, so many different ways he could score. Terrell good on his first. Now up to a 5-point lead for Hrazdan. And you know what? There's the leadership we were asking about. Samson, probably the best vocal leader you could get in this league.
He's one of those guys that is going to talk and talk and talk in a good way as a teammate.
Jemian, rebound, 12 on the shot clock. Goes right through Big Z and an offensive foul called.
Something that I haven't seen in my lifetime. Big Z taking a charge.
And you can see he's grabbing at his chest saying, oh, that hurt.
He's like, I'm never doing that again.
You know what, championship game, I said it, you see some uncharacteristic things come out of people. And right there, Big Z put his body on the line and is rewarding his team with an extra possession. Big possession here for Hrazdan. Injagulian almost got us again.
See, if I was him, Zando, I would just, pull up one more time. You just made one.
Terrell, tough shot. Rebound, Odiambo. Odiambo been active on the boards, but quiet on the scoring front. He's got 17 rebounds in this one. Jemian slips. And Alec, we saw a moment like that last week in the Avon versus Artsakh game. Kaluna caught it on the elbow it was a final possession, about a 2-point game, and he slipped and almost had a concussion. That's scary whenever you have the floor wet, and you can't really tell sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the game. Guys are out there moving around so fast. Just got to be a little careful.
Helliger with it. Terrell's now on him.
Fouls on number 1, Sevan Kudatian.
Foul called on Hudasian, and Julian saying, get in the right spot. You got to drop more.
13 fouls.
A lot of game planning went into this game for Hrazdan. You could really tell by their scheme.
Yeah, it's been a very good effort stopping Warren Helliger from going off. He's got 23 points, but in all due respect, Hrazdan is happy with that. 23 points compared to the 40 that he's been dropping. There's still 7 minutes left. Who knows?
And they've been making him work for every shot. He's not getting any easy looks. Similar to Terrell. Terrell's had some really easy ones, and this one's easy for Injagulian. He misses. Hudatian taps it back in with the left hand.
But good things happen when you shoot an open shot. Guys can follow it up with an offensive rebound. Good follow there.
Helliger inside. Counted and the foul. And that's huge, Alec, not only for the score, but for Helliger's confidence, just to see something go in.
2 baskets in a row for him. I expect him to kind of take control of this Armens team in the last 6.5 minutes.
Big shout out to all of our viewers out there, all 50 of you watching right now. Thank you for tuning into this championship Saturday. Ball out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Armens. And ref overrules the call. Ball out to Hrazdan. Panusi and Ajemian both not happy, and I don't blame them. They thought they got possession. Avedian finds Injagulian. He gets it to Ibrahimian. Spinning. Samson gets a man in the air. Finds Ibrahimian in the corner. No good. Rebound, Big Fred. 6 minutes to go now. 4-point Hrazdan lead. Panusi, quick fire. Doesn't hit. Panusi not happy with the officials these past 2 possessions. Terrell. No good. Rebound. Odiambo again.
If you're Armens, you got to start pushing the ball. Don't want to rely on the half-court sets as Elliger hits that beautiful mid-range again.
You're starting to see it a little bit more. More urgency for the Armens, getting the ball quicker, not letting it get into as many half-court sets as you just mentioned. And both these teams have been great fast breaking.
See, right now, if I'm Hrazdan, I know Sam's been a very integral part of your defensive plan and setting it up, but maybe bring in a shooter like Andreas to spread out that offense.
And an offensive foul called on Warren Helliger. I'll be honest, that one, I don't know if you call that one.
Bang, bang call.
Yeah.
What can you do?
That was a tough call to eat if you're Warren Helliger.
Very tough.
Halfway through the 4th quarter, Alec, 5 minutes to go. 2-point Hrazdan lead. Who do you think is the player of the game from each side so far?
Obviously, you have to say on the Hrazdan side that JT Terrell has, he's been doing it all on the offensive end, controlling that team. On the Armen side, for majority of this game, Gabia Jemian really took control, but Warren Elliger is showing us again and again why he's been the most consistent player in the league, arguably, as he's just gone off in this last 4 minutes here.
Really done a great job keeping the Armens in this game.
Got to be ready to shoot if you're Sam right here.
And they're not even guarding him at this point. Big Z on the floor. And Injagulian calls a timeout. And look, that's a big play there, keeping the possession for Hrazdan, diving on the floor, calling a timeout. And it's going to come down to all those effort plays, those 50-50 calls, the ones that who wants it more at this point.
Look, if you have your big man diving on the ball, everyone should be going for it too.
Look, Big Z lived for those moments, for the biggest moments in games. He loves it. Look, in the Nova Sartan Championship, I could tell he was pumped up to come play. Right now, I can tell he was pumped up to come play. After the charge, he was pumped up. He hit that huge 3 that gave Hrazdan their first lead of the second half. He was turning up, and right now, diving on the floor, giving it his all. Look, I know he's getting up there in age, but he can still make an impact on the floor in a lot of different ways.
There's something to be said about guys that have won championships before and having been in that situation. Big Z is arguably the most decorated player in this league. You know, he's won championships in this league, multiple leagues outside of here. So he knows how to win. And I expected nothing less from him in a game like this.
Hudatian will trigger the inbound, 10 on the shot clock, 4:45 left in this final quarter. Into Injagulian, wide open.
You got to look to shoot.
And now he stops in a terrible position, but 2 seconds on the shot clock, gets it up now. And he airballs, shot clock violation.
That is a mental miss, Zando. It's not that he can't hit that shot, but when you give up an open look 3-4 times in a possession, you're not going to be ready to shoot.
You know, it goes back to the point we made with Harz earlier. Just all confidence, and he did not look confident on that one after hitting a big one a couple possessions ago. Ajemian finds the Balian. Panusi. Back to Ajemian driving. Loses it going up. That'll be a foul on Injagulian. Free throw line for Gabby.
Foul number 5, CNC Injagulian.
Two big free throws here for Gabby. Now just a 1-point game. This one to tie it. Ujemian now with 24 points in the ball game. . We're all even at 81. Nusi a little bit fired up, and Alec Fekan deciding to go with the Baghian down the stretch instead of Tahanian.
Yeah, he trusts him. He has the athleticism that Coach V likes. He can hit those shots if he's open too.
Nusi in the face of Big Z. No good on the finish. Rebound Armens and a chance to take the lead. Helliger gets it to Panusi. Back to Helliger in the corner. Drives, spins, goes up. Odiambo out of bounds. Hrazdan ball.
Great defense there by Narbe and the rest of the Hrazdan team. And this is the substitution I was talking about a few minutes ago, Zando. Bringing in Andreas for Samson, giving yourself a little more of a attack on the three-point line.
Bogosian, lethal shooter, and a guy that definitely will give you something on the defensive end as well. Budatian straight inside and rebound Odiambo. 3:30 to go, all even at 81. The Baghian bringing it up. Panusi inside, lobs it up, miscue. He gets it back. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The Baghian can't hit. Rebound the Jemian. Fouled on the way up. You said it earlier, Alec. Shooting open shots lead to good things. The Baghian may have missed, but it led to Gabby following it up, getting a foul, shooting 2 free throws now. Chance to take the lead. And just chance to everyone to catch their breath a little bit. We can catch our breath, survey the game.
It's an exciting 3 minutes that we're about to have here, Zando. But going back to that point, when you shoot open shots, when you shoot shots that the team expects, everyone is in the right position. So it leads to good things, offensive rebounds, no fast break opportunities for the other team. So you gotta shoot it when you're open. Coach will make that decision. He'll take you out if you're missing.
Jemian misses both, and we're still tied. And now foul call on him in the backcourt. And now they're 1 away from the bonus. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Shout out to 4 Flash Photography. Azad Kavoian helping out on the floor, cleaning up the sweat. Look, I got to give a quick shout out to him. He's been doing a great job all season with all the pictures he's been taking.
It's been amazing. Great work from him and the rest of that crew.
Look, I don't think I've ever seen a guy guarding the league's leading scorer and smiling on defense. Terrell gives the lead back to Hrazdan. And now it's the Armens' turn to answer. Helliger loses it. And back to Hrazdan. 2:45 to go, and this is where it gets down to making the little plays and not making mistakes.
Sam yelling at his team to go into that high pick and roll between JT and Big Z. They want to put Fred in a tough situation here.
And great job by Panusi recovering onto Big Z. Andreas short arms it. And Alec, I feel like Tevon might have tapped that one and made it hit the rim. 2:10 to go. Helliger with it. Odiambo now setting the screen.
Pat's got to be ready, and there it is.
Panusi
Bang.
gives the Armens the lead. Huge three-pointer by Patrick Panusi.
You could just see it from here. It was developing. He was open, and he went for it.
Look, he's been quiet this whole second half, but may have just hit the biggest shot of the game. Big Z.
Oh!
That's the answer. Back and forth. It's like a seesaw. Helliger loses it. Other way, Hudatian. Can't finish the layup.
Oh, my goodness.
Panusi gets it to Helliger. Helliger stops.
Close to a jump ball there.
Jemian Can't control.
Ooh.
Jemian and Borosian both down.
Going back to that last play, Zando just missing a fast break layup for Tevon. That one hurts. Would have made it a 4-point game.
You know, that's something you never really see out of Tevon. A guy that's great at leaking out, the best, or probably the best in the league of finding the open spot. And 2 huge free throws from Gabby. He's 50% from the free throw line today. He's been 3 of 6. 0 for 2 his last trip. Gabby no good on the first. Jemian 0 for 2. Oriambo with the rebound. And his first basket of the second half couldn't have come at a better time.
You got to box him out better there. You got to send 2 guys to box him out.
Terrell with it. Panusi covering in the corner. And Panusi winds up with it. Great defense by Patrick there to get the stop. Helliger's got it. 12 on the shot clock. Back to Panusi. Inside floater. Can't get it to go.
Not much time for a 2-for-1 here. Just get a good shot if you're Hrazdan.
At this point, you got to take the first one that's available. Hudatian stripped by Helliger. Helliger and Terrell on the break. Oh! Jemian follows it up. What a play by JT Terrell. But Gabriel and Jemian there to clean it up. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness, Zando. What a play by JT. Man.
That might be the most athletic play I've ever seen. Getting back on defense and making a huge play. But Gabby not giving up and following it up. And now, look, if you're Armens, you got to break it down simply like this. 1 stop and you win the game.
I'm still in shock with that last play, Zando. Man, if you're Hrazdan right now, like you said, yes, 1 stop away for Armens. But Hrazdan, you got to wonder how JT Terrell's feeling. Can he go? That was a tough fall right there.
I promise he was going. Look, 12 seconds to go in a championship game. I think he's going to suck it up and come in. And you have to expect the ball going to him right now. 31 points in the game. But real quick, Alec, you know, something that could come back to haunt the Armens. They're 12 of 22 from the free throw line. Just over 50%, but missing 10 in a championship game. That's a killer.
Yeah, if you're Hrazdan, you want to go quick here. Even if you miss, play the foul game. Like you said, Armens struggling from free throw line. So you just got to play the quick foul game if you're Hrazdan right now.
All right, here we go, Alec. 12.4 to go. Hudatian's inbounding. Championship on the line. And now timeout by Coach Skijian. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer, Alec. And we have an Andre Spite sighting in our comments section. Dre, they're definitely lucky you're not playing.
Zando, we have a great amount of viewers at home watching this championship game. It's been one of the better games I think I've seen in the AABA. Both teams playing.
Look, this might be the best game.
Yeah.
This has just been exactly what you want out of a championship game. Both teams fighting, and it's going to come down to the last possession.
Comes down to this. Coach V coming a little too far onto the court. What was the call here?
believe a timeout was attempted to be called. Armens are saying that Hrazdan had no timeouts left. Norman might have been held on that inbound, and on top of it all, it was going to end up being a 5-second call. A lot of moving parts here.
Still not really sure what the referees are discussing. I think it came down to who can call a timeout. Again, we're playing with European rules, FIBA rules, so we're about to find out here what exactly happened.
And Alec, I think they're calling a technical foul. It's going to be a one-shot technical and Armens ball.
So what ended up happening, Zando, Hrazdan calling a timeout with none left. Technical foul, like you said. But it'll be a one-shot technical, I believe?
Yes. And this
Interesting.
one's huge. Helliger off on the free throw. And look, this game's not done yet.
Not really sure why it was a one-shot technical.
Hrazdan with no timeouts.
Still Armens ball. And look, playing
Still
the foul
not
game
over,
might
yeah.
not be the worst thing for Hrazdan.
Yeah.
Look, Armens has missed 10 free throws so far. Make it actually 11 now into Helliger. Terrell fouls him.
Fouls on number 32, JT Terrell.
Helliger, who just missed that technical, going back to the line. A little surprised that Patrick Panosi didn't get the ball there to shoot the free throws.
Helliger, good on the first. And now for the biggest free throw of the game. Chance to make it a 4-point game. That one does not count. Ref waves it off before. Some confusion at the scorer's table. And now a delay of game warning issued to the Armens.
If anything, you're icing your own shooter there for Armens.
Exactly. Odiambo back in for rebounding purposes. And Helliger, cool as a cucumber, makes both.
Go for the quick two here.
Terrell decides to take a three. And he hits it! JT Terrell makes it a 1-point game.
Oh, my goodness,
5.3 to go.
Zando.
Helliger's going back to the free throw line.
What a shot there by Terrell.
JT Terrell refusing to lose right now. Huge shot, his 34th point of the game. Helliger with 2 huge free throws.
Just looking at our comment section, Zando, Andre Spite saying they lucky I'm not playing.
They definitely are. I'm not going to lie. Great players on the court.
Dre, we wanted you here today, man.
Helliger good on the first. And mind you, it's still going to be a one-possession game. Look, Terrell just hit a shot from nearly the parking lot. He can do it again.
And if I'm Armens, I do not let them shoot a three. I foul them if Helliger makes this. Be ready to foul if you're Armens. Don't give up a three.
Ball into Terrell. Bring it up
Oh,
the
boy,
court.
they're
No
gonna let
foul
him.
yet. Terrell can't get it to go. And that'll do it. We have new champions in the AABA. Armens come out and beat the 2-time defending champions. Alec, it was an amazing game. Exactly what you want out of a championship. 2 best teams in the league going at it. And they left us amazed the whole time. Great sportsmanship after the game. But look, JT Terrell may have lost this game, but he might get the Jerry West effect and win MVP as the losing team. Look, he made the 2 biggest plays of the game. Got that block. Unfortunately for him, Gabby was there to follow it up. And now on the other side, he hits that 3, brought it to 1, but just too little, too late. And you know what? For Hrazdan, tough L, but I don't even know what to say at this point. Played a great game.
Great game by both sides. Hrazdan just coming up short there at the end. Armens, the best team in the league throughout the season, finish off what we've seen only a handful of times in any league, going undefeated. It's just so hard to do. You got to give him so much credit here.
Looks like the 2022 Fall AABA Armens team is going to be our version of the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Perfect season complete. A lot of pressure coming with being perfect. And the ceremony, the festivities about to get kicked off for Armens. And I think after this game, Warren Helliger may have stamped the MVP of the league. Potentially, you know, I think it was going to come down to between him and JT who wins this game. Helliger with 31, Terrell with 34.
Yeah.
And both guys deserving all the highest praise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is where your stars come to play, championship games. We're going to move over to our commissioner of the league.
Next year we have one more franchise coming in. I want to congratulate Hrazdan first for a great game. And now, fall champions, Coach Weekend and Armens. Congratulations.
And congratulations once again to this Armens team.
I give the trophy. I want to thank all the sponsors that help our league grow. Our media relations, great job, everybody. We've done a lot, and we're going to come more and get better and better. Coach B first, and the team. Congratulations. And now, Armens, congratulations.
Again, congratulations to this Armens team. Undefeated season. Look, they faced some adversity this year, Alec. Fred was suspended a couple games. Gabby was suspended a couple games. But it came down to other guys picking it up. And I can hear from here, Coach Vika saying, undefeated, we deserve this. And I'm very happy for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, it was look, no season comes without some hardships, some tough times. They stuck with it. I am going to take one thing away from this team, Zando. Warren Helliger, so composed as a person and a player, and everything that he did for this group, along with the play of these guys like Patrick Panosi, Harut, Fred, and Gabby, of course.
And it
Great
was just
season.
announced Warren Helliger has won league MVP. A great journey for him, a great job all season, and just a great guy who definitely deserves it.
Early predictions for next season, Zando? Any prediction?
We'll have an interview with league MVP Warren Helliger shortly, but JT Terrell did lock up the scoring title. And you could just see his face right now. He wishes he had this one.
Are
back.
they the early favorites for next season, Zando?
Look, I think they're going on a revenge tour next year. I'll be completely honest. Look, the way that if Terrell was here the whole season, I think that he would have had a much better flow, especially later in games. So I just think that next year it's going to be scary. Look,
Yeah.
both these teams are going to be scary.
Yeah, big time.
And now we're going to throw it down to our very own Anthony Garib interview with the league MVP, Warren Helliger, coming up in just a few moments.
I'm here with Warren Helliger. Congrats on the win, league MVP. How are you guys able to come out with this win today?
I mean, we just stayed together, you know. I mean, I don't know why nobody expected us to win, but nobody's beat us, so I didn't understand that point. But we won, finished the season undefeated, so that's the first team to ever do that, so we're happy about that.
How does it feel just for you, being the league MVP, coming out with the big play at the end to win the game?
I mean, it's good. It feels good, you know, so we just compete. I'm going to just keep enjoying myself, you know. I'm going to go home, hang out with my son, you know. That's what's important, but this is cool.
All right. Congrats on season. Congrats on the MVP. Good luck next season. That's all we've got for AABA right now.
And that'll do it this year for your AABA fall season. Armens coming out on top. Alec, you got any last remarks?
It was a great season, guys, from the media production crew all the way to the staff. It was really fun, and I can't wait. Can't wait for next season.
Great job by every team, all 7 teams that put in this league this year. Outstanding job by all of them. Outstanding job by everyone involved. This production was great. Real quick, gonna have to give a shout out to all of our crew, our producer Anthony Abachi, coordinating producer Joseph Babikian, our associate producer George Kagejian, my partners. I've had a couple this year. I've had Alec Karamanian, Patrick Karamanian, Richard Almoyan, Anthony Garib, everyone involved. Thank you. Thank you to our commissioner, Surin Arzamanian. Thank you to Richard Almoyan for the guy that wore 18 different hats this year. And as final thing, thank you to everyone that tuned in week and week out. We'll see you in the spring. Don't miss us too much.